If your heart is strong, keep watching till the end. And if you dare, turn off the lights to truly feel tonight's fear. A simple game, just a piece of paper and 2 pencils. But the thing that answered them wasn't human. On a quiet summer night, Adam and his friend Nora decided to do something reckless. They sneaked into an old, abandoned house at the very edge of their village. The house had been locked up for years, its windows boarded and its paint peeling. But that's exactly why they chose it. It was the perfect place to try the game everyone in town was whispering about, Charlie Charlie. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of dust and decay. Moonlight streamed through the cracks in the boarded-up windows, casting long, eerie shadows across the room. Adam knelt and placed a clean sheet of paper on the dusty wooden floor. He drew a large cross, dividing the paper into 4 sections. In the top 2, he wrote the word yes. In the bottom 2, he wrote nitrogen monoxide. Then, carefully, he balanced one pencil on top of the other, forming a cross that mirrored the one he'd drawn. Nora stood by the door, hugging herself. Her voice was a nervous whisper. "Adam, this place feels wrong. I have a bad feeling about this. Let's not do this." But Adam just smirked, his face full of teenage bravado. "Relax, Nora. It's just a game. What's the worst that could happen?" As soon as he said it, the air in the room suddenly turned cold, a chill that had nothing to do with the night outside. The silence that filled the house became so heavy, it felt alive, pressing in on them from all sides. Adam's smirk faded slightly, but he pushed on, raising his voice to break the suffocating quiet. "Charlie, Charlie, are you here?" For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, the top pencil began to move. It wasn't a small wobble from a draft or an unsteady hand. It was a slow, deliberate, and undeniable turn. The pencil rotated smoothly, its point gliding over the paper until it came to a complete stop, pointing directly at YES. Nora gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. "Adam, it moved." It actually moved. This time, Adam had no smart reply. His eyes were wide, fixed on the pencil. He knew there was no wind in this sealed room. There was no logical explanation. He swallowed hard, the sound loud in the dead silence. His own voice was a little shaky now as he asked the next question. "Charlie, are you a good spirit?" The pencil froze in place for a heart-stopping second. Then, it snapped violently in the other direction, pivoting with a sharp, aggressive movement until it pointed firmly at no. Nora stumbled back, her eyes filled with terror. "Adam, stop the game. Please, stop it now." But before he could say the words to end it, a loud knock echoed through the house, seeming to come from the heavy front door. Bang! They both froze. Then another knock, louder this time. Bang! And a third, harder, closer, angrier, bang. It sounded like something was trying to break in. Adam's voice was a trembling mess. "Charlie, Charlie, can we stop?" The pencil didn't move. The knocking turned into a furious pounding, as if something was now sprinting toward the door, slamming its weight against it again and again. The old would groan under the assault. Suddenly, the single bare light bulb, hanging from the ceiling, flickered on for a split second, illuminating the room in a harsh, white flash, and then it died, plunging them into absolute, suffocating darkness. And in that brief flash of light, they both saw it. A tall shadow had appeared in the corner of the room. It was human-shaped, but its head was hung completely sideways, twisted at an unnatural angle. A low, raspy sound, like labored breathing, filled the darkness. It was standing right over the paper game on the floor. Adam's whisper was barely audible, his voice cracking with fear. "Nora, run!" They scrambled for the door, their hands fumbling for the knob. But just as their fingers touched the cold metal, It slammed shut from the inside, the bolt sliding into place with a deafening thud. At the same moment, a sharp crack echoed from the floor. The two pencils had snapped clean in half. Before either of them could scream, a low, guttural whisper slithered through the darkness from right above them, so close they could feel the breath of it on their necks. Don't stop the game. After that night, Adam and Nora were never seen again. The villagers searched. The police investigated, but they vanished without a trace. And to this day, locals say that anyone who dares to enter that abandoned house will find a fresh piece of paper on the floor with two pencils crossed over it, just waiting for the next person to ask the same terrifying question. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe out there.